Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I know it's not a Christmas lesson, but I just wanted to. I want to use this hat because it's actually very useful for keeping my long hair out of my eyes. So it's not a Christmas lesson. We did that last week. But we will be doing a New Year's lesson today, so I'll get rid of this. How's my hat? It's a bit noisy, isn't it? I'll try not to shake my head too much. But thank you very much for coming today. It is an absolute pleasure to see you all. It's a pleasure to see you today. And yeah, thank you for coming. It's our final year of 2025. Oh my gosh. Time flies indeed. And yeah, I was doing a lot of packing today. A little bit of cleaning and a few other things. But this week, of course, I spent most of my time basically just getting all of the questions and the words and all the slides from everything we've done this year, right? Because we had, I think, 20 different themed lessons, and then finding all of the, the keywords, the key phrases, and all the links, and oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. But it's all worth it because you guys are here, and hopefully you're going to enjoy today's lesson. We're going to play a few games, and we're going to test you on all of your knowledge, all of the stuff that we've learned this year. So it might be a good idea. Let me just quickly grab my notebook. Today, I think there are more than maybe, 70, 80 different phrases and words. So, as a quick check, if there's a question that you don't know, or you, how do I say it? When you look at the word and you think, yes, I knew that, but I couldn't remember it, maybe take a quick note on your notepad, and then that'll be a good review for the end of the year, right? But most of all, let's just relax, have fun, get your cup of coffee or tea wherever you are. If it's in the morning, maybe you want some coffee, and let's relax. But yeah, so Margarita, you can hear the bell. Da-da-da. And then, yeah, thank you so much. I am an elf. That's right, Margarita. And yeah, it was a very... I got it mainly because it was a very cheap hat. But another reason, I was thinking of getting a Santa hat because, of course, Santa is like the main guy of Christmas, the MVP, but... the problem with cheap Santa hats is that they get very itchy around the beard area. And of course, if I'm going to wear it for many lessons, different kids, the Christmas live stream, I don't think I could wear it for a long time. I'd probably get some sort of, like, I don't know, itchy infection from it. But anyway, okay. But how are you guys doing? Did you have a nice weekend? I guess it's... New Year's is next week, isn't it? New Year's Day. Wait a minute. So today is Friday. No, today's Saturday. I'm going crazy. And what day is New Year's Day? Oh, it's not next week. It is the week after on a Thursday. You can see here. Yeah, got... It is a week after... Wait, is that right? Anyway. So... yeah, it's gonna be a yearly test year, and if you fail, I'm gonna be like Santa. I'm going to come down the chimney, I'm gonna go into your house and be like, Zia, you need to study right now! And then while you're studying, I'll be like, no. But, yes. So, yeah, we're gonna... I guess we can jump straight into it, yeah? Of course, many people are gonna slowly come in as they are ready, but for now, let's, we have a lot to do today, and I have a lot of packing to do tomorrow, so let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Should I take this off? I feel like it's very noisy. Okay, right. So, let's have a look at today's lesson. That is the YouTube side. Let's have a look at New Year, New You. Okay, it's almost the end of the year. We're going to review a few final things and check how much did you really remember from this year. So, let's have a look. We're going to start off with a few warm-up games, not related to English, just a few, general knowledge questions, a few fun things to do. So let's just quickly go through them. We have general knowledge, of course, testing, how much do you remember from school? Yeah, are you good at science? Are you good at history? Do you know much about other countries? Yeah, bit of general knowledge, okay? And then we have connections on the left over here. Yeah, connections, trying to find the link between many things and then sorting them into different groups. Then we have name something. Yeah, so I'll give you a category. For example, soft drinks. Name 3 soft drinks, and then I'll give you 10 seconds. You have to go, you write down, or just say it out loud, Coca-Cola, Fanta, or something like that. Yeah, so I'll give you 10 seconds, and you'll see if you can say or name 3, 4, 5 things. Okay? And the next one is a picture. What was this? I think it's just you choose a number and you have to guess what's hiding behind the wall of numbers. Yes, they will be pictures from 2025. Maybe big events or famous people, thinking about 2025. Yeah, so pictures, okay? And then finally, a special one. I thought, how well do you guys know me? Yeah, do you know what I studied in university? Do you know how many brothers I have? Yeah, so a few questions about me that I have talked about during live streams, but not so much. So it's a test to see who's the loyal, the really big fans who always study English, right? So let's jump into one of them. Let me move this a bit further back. Okay, are we ready? So, what shall we do first? Can somebody please type a category and then, general knowledge, connections, name, and then we'll just jump into it, okay? Layla's loyal, but she forgets a lot. That's not good. No, I'm joking. Someone, please choose a category. Any category. GK5. Okay, thank you very much, Zia. Good shortcut with the GK. Let's have a look. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is a difficult one. 10 seconds. What was the name of the volcano which destroyed the ancient city of Pompeii? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And my audio is not working. Sorry, 1 second. Let's go with sound core. Okay, right. Are we ready? Nobody. Wow, this was a very difficult question. Okay, so, sorry, wrong button. So, Mio is the only one who's given an answer so far. She says Vesubia. You're close. And I think it's a kind of spelling thing here, but I think, Mio, I think you know it. The answer is 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. It is Mount Vesuvius. Yeah, so I will be very impressed. I think Mio was the closest. Well, she was the only one who answered. But very well done, Mio. Good job. Yeah, so Mount Vesuvius. Right, let's go back to the main menu. Okay, next one. So we have general knowledge, connections, name, picture, Eric. Which one? C5. That is connections 5. Thank you. Okay. Here are 9 things, and I want you to separate them into 3 groups. Okay? So, for example, apple, pear, orange, they are all fruits. Yeah, and then you put them into one group. So, 9 items, 3 groups. Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, just to think, yeah, and separate these words. Okay, it's a bit difficult. Some of these you might have to think creatively. You might have to think outside the box. And also, think about the overall theme, right? So there's one overall theme that connects all 9 pictures. And then there are 3 subcategories. Okay? So I'll just give you maybe 20, 30 seconds. Okay. How are we all doing? Yeah. This one is quite difficult. So, interesting. We have this logo, very famous. And then we have a GGG, 5Gs? Okay. We have a window. What's this? Okay. Alright. I'll just give you maybe 10 to 15 more seconds to have a guess. Yeah, if you know the overall if you know the overall theme, then you can start to guess the subcategories. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Layla's leaving her energy for the easiest. No, you gotta go hard from the start. Very good. Okay. Right. Are we ready? So, we're gonna have a look. Zia says the theme is technology. Then she says Android, camera, Apple, phone. Interesting. And then Google, window, speaker. Ooh, you're very close, Zia. Very close. Good ideas. Okay. So, I'll be ready. Let's have a look. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the overall theme is technology, and we have different ways of connecting to devices. Bluetooth, 5G, and Wi-Fi. Yeah, these 2 are for internet. This one is for, like, devices. For example, right now, I'm using some Bluetooth earphones, yeah? They don't use Wi-Fi, but I am using Wi-Fi to talk to all of you right now, yeah, to stream this live stream. Yeah, and then we have hardware. Now, we're talking about a mouse, not a real mouse, but we're talking about one of these, yeah? One of these that I use to control the PC, yeah? And then we have a webcam. Again, something that I'm using right now. I'm looking into the webcam. And I have some speakers, but I'm not using them right now because I've got my Bluetooth earphones. And then we have an operating system. Yeah, so we have Windows. Yeah, again, not a real window, but Windows is the name of the OS, operating system. Then we have Android. I'm a big Android fan. Yeah, I used to have an iPhone, but iPhones I feel are a bit expensive these days, so I felt like I wanted something a bit cheaper than an Apple phone. Yeah, so there we go. Connection, hardware, and operating systems. Yeah, very good. Okay, great job. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, does anyone else want to pick? So we could do connections, name, picture, or Eric. Yeah. Oh, did I give someone? Oh no, Momo, I'm revealing some answers already. Uh-oh. So N5. Zia, you've chosen everyone so far. I'm just gonna give other people a chance. But if no one picks in the next 5 seconds, I will go N5. Okay? Anybody? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just let Zia decide then. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so that's right. That's all right. Yeah. Some people just like watching, and that's totally fine. What was it? Name 5. This might be quite difficult. Let's go with name 1, because I want you guys to warm up a bit, because it's quite hard to go with 5. So let's go number 1 first. Okay? So, this is the category. Just say it out loud. Please name 3 fruits. Apple, banana, pear. for example. Okay? 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3 coffee chain stores. 3 coffee chain stores. 10 seconds. And time is up. The answers are Starbucks, Dotor in Japan, and maybe Excelsior Cafe. But of course, it depends on your country. There are different chain stores. I think Starbucks is one of the international chain stores. But did you know any others in your country, right? If you're not really a big, how do I say it? If cafes are not your cup of tea, then maybe you don't know so many. But for me, I like to just get out of my house. I don't like staying inside all the time. So I like to go to the cafe, do a little bit of work, 5-minute break, just look around outside through the window, and so on. Yeah. So very good. That's all right. No problem. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Okay, which category? Shall we just make it easy? Shall we just go like around? Like general knowledge, connections, Eric, picture? Yeah? You never got one of those? Oh, I see. That's okay. Ooh, Momo, thank you very much. We got P2. So that's picture number 2. Okay? So, this is related to something that happened this year. Okay? 2025. Okay, that's a hint. Right, please choose a number. Anybody, choose a number. Number 11, maybe 24, 32. Layla says 3. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got a hand. Okay, and I will go, what was it? And let's go with Margarita saying number 10. Oh. Okay, and then Momo says 23. Oh, that's not very helpful. Okay, let's go for 11. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and let's see if you know who this is and how it's related to 2025. Yeah, testing your knowledge of news events, yeah, were you reading the news and so on? Okay. Very good, well done. Can you give me a name? Does anybody know a name? Okay. Very good, Little Moonlight on YouTube, well done. It is the Pope. But actually, bonus question, is it the old Pope or is it the new Pope? And what's their name? Little Moonlight has got it. Very well done. Anybody on the Hello Talk side? Yeah? So you don't know his name? You don't know his name. You need to read more of the... No, I'm joking, Zia. So, the answer is... the late Pope Francis. Okay, so unfortunately, oh, why is the text? He passed away this year, and then the new Pope, actually, I don't know who the new Pope is, but I think the new Pope is American, I think. That's all I know. So yeah, he lived from 1936 to 2025, and unfortunately he passed away this year. I don't know if it was a natural death or if it was because of some disease, but I know that he passed away this year, so, okay. And according to Little Moonlight, the new Pope is Leo, it seems, okay? Margaret, why don't I say what comes to my mind? Just go for it, right? Yeah, if you're a student in my class, just go for it. Even if you think you're 80% wrong, just say it. You might be right, yeah? But very well done, okay? So, moving on. Okay, so that was picture number 2. What next? Okay, anybody else wanna... Oh, sorry. Eric 1. Okie dokie, Momo. Let's go for it. So, this is a question about me. Number 1. What was Eric's major, or what did I study in university? And 2, 1, and the answer is... I studied general knowledge. Oh, I see. Layla was still picking the question. I see. I was going to say, can you study general knowledge in university? Seems like a very useless subject. Well, not useless, but like, I feel like it's better to specialize in one subject, right? But, ooh, Carol says linguistics. It's a good guess. Zia says psychology. Layla says linguistics. Well, I am an English teacher, and linguistics does make sense. But it looks like Zia is the true fan here. I did study psychology. Very well done, Zia. That is you're getting a very nice Christmas present this year. No, I'm joking. I'm not Santa, unfortunately. But I did study psychology in university. Yeah, because I love people. I'm interested in people. I like talking to people. And that's why I'm doing these live streams now as well. Yeah, teaching English. I get to talk to you guys, learn about culture. It's what was it? 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah, so very nice. Thank you very much, Margarita. You skipped this class. Joking. Okay, right. So next one. Okay, let's do this question then, because I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Okay, what is the nationality of my parents? Okay, 10 seconds. Where are my parents from? I will be very impressed if anybody knows this. Okay. Right. And Gala says Eric. So my parents are from Eric. No, I know that's not what she said. So we have Japanese, we have Malaysia in the UK. Okay. Nobody has got it 100% right, but all of you are very close. Like, you have half the answer, right? Because, of course, both of my parents are not from the same country. Yeah? So... Oh... There we go. We have a perfect answer in the comments. Thank you very much. So, my parents are from Malaysia and, well, Hong Kong. Yeah, because, of course, Hong Kong and China are not the same. But they share many, a bit of culture. But yeah, my father is from Malaysia and my mother is from Hong Kong. They moved to the UK and I was born as a Brit, as a British person. But my roots are Asian, mostly Chinese, I think. Okay? Alright, thank you very much. Well done, Mio. There we go. And actually, it looks like Little Moonlight. I don't know if they wrote the answer before or after I showed, but very well done. Good job. Okay, so... No, that's okay, don't worry. I think I showed the answer. I mean, I showed the question, so let's go back. I apologize. You can see I've made a few mistakes here. But let's just do that. So we did that one. Okay, back to the main menu. Right, next one. What do you guys want to do? GK3? Sounds good, Zia. Zia likes to go for the difficult ones first. Actually, she's quite similar to me. It's interesting because you see, when I do this lesson with different students, you can kind of tell a bit about their personality by how they choose the questions. I promise I won't go too off topic, but some people like to choose, go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easiest to hardest. They're very logical, they're very organized, right? Their life is not chaos, right? But then there are people like Zia who just like to dive into the fun parts and they just want to enjoy life, right? No, I'm just kidding. This is not a psychological test. It's completely off topic, but I'm the type of person that likes to when you have a plate of food and you have a lot of side dishes, I like to save the most delicious part for last, right? So that I have something to look forward to. I never eat the best, like the steak or the chicken first. I always leave it last. You know, what about you guys? Do you eat, the boring salad? Well, actually, salad's not boring. But do you leave the delicious part for last, or do you eat it first? Anyway, sorry, off topic. Okay, let's go to number GK3. The main ingredient in hummus is... Okay, and the answer, anybody know? 3, 2, 1. It is chickpeas. Oh, Layla, very good. And Little Moonlight, you're very close. Is chickpea a type of bean? I think it is, yeah. So I'll give you half a point. Very good, okay. So, oh, Margarita, if your time is running out to anybody, you can click on the YouTube link and you can just continue watching for, well, until the end, yeah? I know Hello Talk has a time limit, so YouTube doesn't, so you can just follow from there, okay? Alright, so chickpeas, yeah? I've never tried... Have I tried hummus? I think I have. It's one of those, like, superfood, well... I think it's healthy. And it's like such a great dip for so many things. It's very healthy. Yeah, I think I should eat more hummus. Can we buy hummus in Japan? I haven't seen it yet, but I'll look out for hummus next time. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so next question. I tried it. It's healthy and delicious. Oh, it sounds good. I would definitely try it next time I go to a restaurant, maybe. Which country does hummus come from? Greece? Turkey? No, I can't remember. Okay. Right, so, next question. Anybody? If no one chooses, I will choose in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lebanon sounds correct. I think it is from Lebanon. China? I'm not sure about China. Anyway, let's go for Connections 1. Connections 1. Okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh, this one's quite difficult, actually. Huh. When I made this, I thought it was clear. But actually... this one's quite difficult, I apologize. But anyway, let's do our best. So, your job is to find the general theme. Okay, last time it was technology. And then you're going to try and separate the 9 things into 3 different groups. They are like subcategories, right? So last time it was like hardware, phone operating systems, and then what was the other one? Hardware, operating systems, and then something else. Oh, my memory is so bad. But yeah, you'll just have to try and separate these into 3 different groups, okay? Now that I look at this, I do think it's quite difficult, so don't worry if you don't get it. Okay? Now, I'll give you a hint, and that is because Layla is correct. Colors, which are related to emotions. So emotion is the theme here, yeah? So, which categories are the other pictures? And what's the connection between these things? Okay. Are we ready? Yeah, I'll give you 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one. Okay. Ooh, some good ideas. Very well done, guys. Let's have a look. So, we have colors and emotions. Red meaning anger, green for envy, and blue for sadness. Facial expressions, a smile, raised eyebrow for interest, and the middle crease, like anger. Yeah, and then we have actions, shouting, staring, biting your nails. Okay, it does make sense, but I feel like this one is also kind of similar to facial expression. So that wasn't the best one, but there we go. Sometimes we make mistakes. Now, this is quite an interesting one. Does anyone know this famous actor? Wait, I think it's him. I think it's George Clooney. But anyway, if you want to know when somebody is smiling for real and not just pretending to smile like, oh, ha, ha, you're so funny, you know, trying to butter you up or just flatter you, then this is what they call the Duchenne marker, which is named after the scientist who discovered this. But when people really like laugh without faking it, usually you will see this kind of marker where there's creases next to the eyes. Yeah. So can I do it? No, you can see there's no like. It's just creepy, right? So when people really smile, there should be these lines. I don't know if it always happens, but it's on Wikipedia. But to be honest, I don't trust many. I don't trust a lot of information, even on Wikipedia these days with AI and stuff. So take it with a grain of salt, okay? But those are the connections. Okay, right, and then just reading some of the comments. Would you please full screen? Yep, we can make it full screen. And Momo, it's a fake smile. That's right. And when you see lines next to the eyes, it means a real smile. That's right. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Okay. Right. What shall we do next? Please choose. Anybody? Ooh, Layla was quick. Good. GK4. Let's have a look at GK4. What is the largest desert by area in the world? Two, one, and the answer is, I see Zia and Layla said the Sahara Desert. You're close. The actual... Oh, I need to study this. I forgot the actual definition of a desert, but a desert is a place with very little water or something. So actually, most people say the Sahara Desert. And if you're talking about sand, you're correct. But according to Wikipedia, again, the largest desert is Antarctica because most of the water is technically not drinkable. You have to boil it, and it's like, yeah. So apparently the largest desert in the world is Antarctica. Kind of a trick question, but the scientific definition of a desert means Antarctica is also a desert, okay? So there we go. I didn't say that's right. Yeah, what is the definition of a desert? Sorry, let me Google this because I want to know. Let's have a look here. Oh, there's me. Hello. Dictionary. Desert. Okay, so here we go. An area often covered, not always, with sand or rocks where there is very little rain and not many plants. Yeah? And then if we search biggest desert in the world, says here, again, this is AI, I don't trust it. There we go. Wikipedia, Antarctic desert, Arctic desert, And then we have the Saharan Desert, number 3. Okay? So, I'm not lying. I think I'm telling the truth. And if I'm lying, that means Wikipedia is also lying. So, don't blame me. Okay? But anyway, moving on. So, no, I know you believe me. Yeah, I was just kidding. But thank you very much. Okay, and then earlier somebody said, let's go with picture 5. Picture 5. Oh! You saw a sneak peek. But it's okay, that's fine. Okay, picture 5. Please choose a number. Anybody. Any number. Zia was the quickest with number 7. She's a big fan of the Lucky 7. Okay. Layla says 18. Oh. Momo says 11. Fatima says 35. What's this? Still a bit too difficult. Let's carry on. Carol says 24. And then Momo says 17. Sorry, 9 and 17. Okay, where's 17? Right. I'm going to stop it there. Because this is quite a difficult one. Okay? It was number 5, right? So, I'm going to give you one more clue. Do you see it? Is it a symbol? It's a number. It's a number. And the answer is 67. Or rather, the word 67. Can anyone tell me why this number has been very significant this year? 67. It's a very strange reason. And even I don't really understand it, but does anyone know the significance of this number this year? Okay. It's an interesting but confusing story. Yeah. So 6-7 has become this kind of slang, basically. And the interesting thing is, 6-7 doesn't really have a meaning. People just say it randomly for fun. I think it originally became popular from a pop song, where some rapper said something like 6-7, and then it spread around on viral social media, and then kids, for example, imagine you go to McDonald's or a fast food store and they call out a number, right? Usually when you order something, you have a number. And the person says, okay, number 66, yep, okay. And then blah, blah. And then they say, number 67. And then the kids, they go, oh, is that it? 67, 67. It's that kind of thing, right? But this word is interesting because it doesn't really have a specific meaning. Now, I forgot. Let's have a look here. So, again, the Wikipedia page. This is a 6-7 meme, yeah? 6-7, pronounced 6-7, also written as 67 and 6-7, is an internet meme and slang term that emerged in 2025 on TikTok, Instagram, and blah, blah, blah. It has no fixed meaning. The phrase came from the song Doot Doot 6-7 by Skrilla, and then became popular in videos about professional basketball players, especially LaMelo Ball, who is listed as 6'7", in other words, 2.01 meters tall, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, I wanted to show you a YouTube video, but we don't have much time, so I'm going to move forward, okay? But this is an example of what we call brain rot. Okay, does anyone know what brain rot is? This is kind of a newer term that started appearing maybe in the last 2 years, 3 years. But brain rot is basically very, like, repetitive, weird, meaningless videos that generally are more popular with young children. So imagine those videos that have bright colors, loud noises, but don't really make sense. Like, you watch these videos and then after you turn off your phone, you forget about it in a few seconds, right? And this is one of the big criticisms of social media, especially as children are kind of like losing the ability to just focus. And I think it's also the same with adults as well, right? Because we spend so much time on social media, and especially those short videos, which are very addictive. Even myself, I do watch them sometimes. I just turn off my brain, just kill a bit of time. But in the long run, it's not great. They're not very meaningful. They're not very educational. And there are a lot of educational YouTube channels and longer videos. There are even educational short videos. But unfortunately, short videos that get a lot of attention, a lot of views, and therefore make a lot of money for the creator, they tend to be these very like low effort, just like clips of silly videos that just don't really have a lot of meaning. Yeah. So this is what we call brain rot. Okay. What's the deal with brain rot? This was actually the word of the year for this website last year. Yeah. Brain rot. What is it? It's a decline, a decrease in attention, critical thinking, and other mental skills due to watching too many low-quality short videos. If I give you an example, it's something like this. Yeah, this is from YouTube.
Panzini, bananini, wah, wah, wah. Bananucci, monkey, monkey, monkey. Tung, 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 sahur. Anomali mengerikan yang hanya...
Now, I don't ask me why this is in Italian. I have no idea. Maybe because to non-Italian speakers, to people who don't understand it, this gibberish, it sounds funny because it's like foreign. It's like sometimes how you see those videos of what English sounds like to foreign people, right? And it just sounds like this funny gibberish, right? I think that's why this version is in Italian, but there are many different languages and it's all the same. It's just these weird pictures, and especially with AI nowadays, it's very easy to make these kinds of videos, right? But there you go. Anyway, okay, intellectual fools. Let me just quickly read some of the comments. So, quite a strange collocation from someone indeed. Yeah, it's a very strange thing, but it's also quite interesting, looking at trends, how modern society is changing, right? And then Zia says, maybe to describe middle of something in 1:15, we can say 6:7. It could be that. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Interesting. And then somewhat lack of use leads to rot. Yeah, that's right. If you don't use your brain, if you don't go outside and talk to people, your brain's just gonna go to mush. It's gonna go bad like old food, right? Layla, doom scrolling, a great word, Layla. Very well done. Yeah, doom scrolling, just kind of looking at negative news all the time. Technology makes our brain stop working. That's right. Yeah, I mean, technology, when used in the right way, it can be very good, yeah? But we have to be very careful. We have to reflect a lot, right? Like, if I think about how I use the internet today, I probably wasted like 20 to 30 minutes just scrolling through, like, random websites. But, it's not too bad. But I'm the type of person, if I have something to do, like if I have plans with friends, if I'm already outside, then I cannot, I'm happy not looking at my phone all day, unless it's for like meeting up with somebody, communication. But when I'm bored, I think it's the same for most people. It's just a way to kill time. But it's much better to look at a book or something, right? But yeah. Yeah, you enjoy spending your time being productive. I think, yeah, for everybody, we feel less guilt, right? When we don't doom scroll or, waste our time on silly videos like this. But anyway. Okay, right, moving on.
Panzini bananini.
Well, enough of that.
Wah,
No,
wah.
I don't want to watch it again. Okay, right. So, just because of time, I didn't think it would take this long. It's probably because I'm talking too much, right? So, we're going to skip forward and we're just going to go through all of them, okay? So, let's go through name number 2, okay? Ready? So, I'll give you a category and I want you to just say out loud. You don't have time to type it, so just say out loud the 3 or 4 things in this category. For example, 3 fruits: apple, banana, orange. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, get ready. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Please name 4 Disney princesses. How well do you know Disney? 4 Disney princesses. Okay, and time is up. I'll give you a few more seconds just to get a few more names. Yeah, they can be old Disney princesses. They can be some modern ones. Okay, so, ready? 3, 2, 1. My answers were Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Pocahontas from Pocahontas, Snow White from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Cinderella. Yeah, those classic ones. There are some other ones, like, I think Moana is a recent one. What's another recent one? Elsa? Is Anna a Disney princess? I'm not sure. But, yeah, okay. So, we have some others. Cinderella. Bella? I guess you mean... Wait, who's Bella? I don't know Bella. Snow White, Ariel. Elsa, yep. Rapunzel is a good one. Belle. Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Gotcha. Yes. Very good. And Rapunzel is a good one. Yeah, with the long hair. Very nice. Okay. It's interesting to see that Disney is still so well known, even in Asia, so far away from the West. But, yeah, and I think recently there was a new Chinese movie that also was very popular. What was it called? It was like La Wei 2. It's the second movie it released this year about a young boy who is like a half monster. I can't remember. I haven't watched it. But, yeah, Mulan is a good one. Very good one. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Nice. Moving on. Okay, so let's go for Eric 3. So, how well do you know me? What is Eric's favorite food? What is my favorite food? I don't think many people know this. I have talked about it before, but only once or twice. So, 5 points if you know my favorite food. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is... It is fried oysters. I love fried oysters. Yeah, kaki furai, as they say in Japan. Yeah. I will also accept the answer cheese. I think cheese and fried oysters... Oh, if you put them together, I would murder someone to eat that. No, I'm joking, of course. But fried oysters are one of my... I'd say fried oysters and cheese. I couldn't choose between one of those, so I will accept both. But that's all right. Broccoli. I do like broccoli in a stew. Oh! Okay, well, let's do this question. What does Eric like to do in his free time? Now, there are multiple answers to this, so I will accept any of them. Okay. Zia says streaming. Now, I do enjoy it, yes, but I don't know if I would say this is my free time. It kind of feels like work because, you know, I'm teaching English. I have to focus. I have to speak in perfect British English. But anyway, so teaching, making videos, reading Japanese books, giving English lessons, playing video games. There are some good answers there. Now, I will accept studying Japanese, socializing, and also, playing video games. I will accept that answer as well, yeah? But I think my favorite is probably socializing. I like playing video games, but I much prefer studying Japanese so that I can socialize with people in Japanese because, of course, I'm crazy about Japanese culture, okay? And the language. Okay, なるほどね. なるほど. I see. Okay, so I will not go on to the next one. So, thank you very much. Good job, guys. You know me pretty well. Let's go for connections, just because of time. Let's skip connections because it takes a long time. Let's go for general knowledge number 1. Easy peasy. Which element is AU in the periodic table? Okay, so how good are you guys at science? Well, it seems like you guys were paying attention in school because the answer is... it is gold indeed, yeah, gold. If you like jewelry, then a lot of your jewelry, especially in India, will be made of gold. If you get married in India, you have to give a present of gold, and it's a lot of expensive. I think India is the country that sells and buys the most gold, I think, because of the wedding traditions. But I might be wrong. Okay, so very well done, guys. Good job. Yes. There we go. Zia, as a representative of India, perfect. Yes, you consume a lot of gold. By the way, if you say consume, to me it sounds like you're eating the gold. But then I know what you mean because we say consumer, as in somebody who buys something. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. Anyway. Alright. So also Nigeria. Interesting. Thank you, NQDD. Alright. So, moving on. Now, let's also Bangladesh as well. Ooh, interesting. Okay, naming 3. Are we ready? So, please name 3... Oh, somebody said GK2? Okie dokie. Which famous painter cut off his own ear? I think this one's quite easy. Okay, are we ready? So which famous painter cut off his own ear? Yeah. So, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is... Vincent van Gogh. You can see in this picture here, I think this was a self-portrait. He cut off his own ear. I can't remember why. I have a feeling he was taking drugs and going a bit crazy, but I might be wrong. Yeah, I can't remember why he cut off his own ear. Wasn't there a famous composer who also... Bach? Mozart? Beethoven? No, they didn't cut off their ear, but they were deaf. In one ear? Both ears? I can't remember. Anyway. So, that was Vincent van Gogh. Okay, very nice. So, that's general knowledge done. Easy peasy. Let's go on to name... Let's go with pictures. Okay, please give me a number. Okay. Numbers, please. Maybe he had mental issues. Okay. No numbers? 15? Thank you very much, Suhan. What is this? I can't remember what this is. 18. Oh, this is easy. You got the big hint right here. 24? Does anybody know? I think if you don't know who the central person is, then you probably won't guess it. Very well done. The answer is K-pop Demon Hunters, one of the biggest movies of this year. It was super popular among, many different age groups, especially K-pop being super popular these days. Personally, I don't listen to K-pop. I haven't watched this movie, but it looks really fun. Yeah, it looks like it did a great job of kind of, introducing K-pop culture to the world. So, very good. Although I will say, I don't like the song Golden, not because it's a bad song, but just because I hear it everywhere. But anyway. Okay, so that was Picture. Very well done. Next one, let's go for Name 3. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Please name 4 Ghibli movies. I love Ghibli. This is easy peasy for me. Okay, have we got our answers? So, my answers were Porco Rosso, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, and Totoro. Or you could also choose Spirited Away as a popular option. So yeah, you don't know any. I highly recommend, if you have some time during the holidays, check it out. Yeah, they are classics. I would recommend, or maybe Spirited Away is one of the most famous, just because it's very chill, very relaxed, it's very fantastical if you like magic. But yeah, if you're not into Japanese animation, that's okay too. Not everybody is into it, but yeah. But yeah, I do recommend it. If you like fantasy and something a bit more relaxed, then I think Spirited Away is a good one. Totoro is a bit more for younger children, but then these days, I think a lot of children's movies, like K-pop Demon Hunters is maybe a children's movie. It's good for many ages. I think adults can enjoy it as well. Anyway. Okay, great. Fantasy and action, then Spirited Away might be good for you. If you like action, maybe Princess Mononoke might be good for you. There's a lot of blood. It was quite surprising. But it's about nature and how humans destroy nature. So if you like something a bit deeper, then Mononoke might be good for you. Okay? Alright, great stuff. Thank you very much. Okay, and then let's go for Eric number 4. Oh, we already did this one. Sorry. Let's go for Eric number 5. Okay, I think this is a bit of an unfair question. What is my favorite thing about Japan? You'll just have to have a guess. 3, 2, 1, and the answer is the food! No, I'm joking. It is the people. I love Japanese people. I have a lot of Japanese friends, and more, I like the stories and the culture that I can learn thanks to the Japanese people. They teach me a lot of things. So, but that's my favorite thing about any country. It's not the food. It's not the places. I always find the people the most interesting in any country. But unfortunately, I don't speak many languages. I only speak Cantonese, Japanese, and English. So I feel like I can't experience a lot of the culture if I can't speak the local language. So yeah, that's my favorite thing about any country. The people. Oh, anyway. Okay, right, moving on. Momo and Mariam gave a lot of good answers. Anime, trees, people. She got it in the end. Okay, right, picture number 3. Please choose a number. Okay. 7. Zia, you love 7, but 7's always in the corner, Zia. So I don't think it's super super helpful, but good guess. 18, Gala says. Gala's the type of person to go for the center. And Momo. 8, Sarah says. Interesting. Mariam says 14. Momo says 25. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Zia says she likes it. She likes making it difficult for people. Interesting. Zia says it's a city. It's not a city, but you could argue it's a part, like a small part of a city. Again, it's related to 2025. Okay. So, the answer is 3, 2, 1. This is the Osaka World Expo. Now, Mio, I think, has a bit of an advantage being from Japan. But yeah, there were a lot of foreign visitors who came to the Osaka World Expo this year. And it was quite famous on social media as well for this huge giant wooden ring. Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do with this wooden ring. Like, are they going to destroy it? It seems like such a waste. But because it looks really cool as well, right? I wonder if they can repurpose or reuse this somehow. But anyway, that was the Osaka World Expo. Okay, very nice. Did any of you visit this year? If you did, how was it? Okay, we're almost done. Just 3 more. We have name 4. Okay, well, number 4. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Please name 5 companies that make cars. 5 car manufacturers. Okay. So if you're into cars, maybe that was really easy for you, yeah? We have a lot of good answers in the chat already. Momo says Honda, Toyota, Tesla. Very good, very good. Okay. Honda, BMW, Lamborghini, Swift, Tesla. Oof, yeah, very good. She got all 5. Very nice. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these answers. Ooh, okay. Can you guess these brands? These manufacturers just by looking at the pictures. Suhan says Toyota, Honda, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Ford. Very good. Carla says Hyundai, Kodro, and Sayo. I've never heard of those, Mariam, but interesting. Audi. Okay, so looking at these pictures over here, we have Toyota, Skoda, Nissan, Hyundai, and Audi. Very well done. Okay, nice. So let's have a look at the last picture. Please give me a number. Now, let me guess, Zia. Are you going to type 7? I knew it. What's this? Oh, okay, I know. 27. Oh, does anybody know just from this picture? That's a big hint. You can see it. It's a big hint. I'm going to leave it here and see if anybody can get the answer. Anybody? No? Somebody says 25. 28. 28 maybe makes it too easy. 11. Seems like a cartoon. Very well done. Of course, if you're from China, you should know this, and Momo also knows. Very well done. This is the hit sensation. Was it this year? I think it was this year. Started to become popular. Labubu, right? This is kind of what we would call in Japanese kimo kawaii. It's like a mixture of kind of, I don't want to say gross because I don't think it's gross, but it's kind of like cute, just cute is a bit boring, right? So they often mix cute or make it a bit unique by making it a little scary or a little bit gross, or they mix cute with something else to make it a bit more unique. And Momo says kawaii. Yeah, it is quite cute, right? With the big teeth. And it looks like it reminds me of something. It reminds me of these old toys called Furbies. Yeah. Just because of the fuzzy outside. And these are quite creepy, right? Like, look at those eyes. Like, that is scary. A bit creepy, right? It reminds me of that. But Labubu is the 2025 hit sensation. Labubu, there you go. Social media and these cute little dolls, plushies. That is not Labubu. That is Chiikawa. That is big in Japan. But here we go. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's move on to the final question for this section. Name 5. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. 6 sports that use a ball. Yeah. There are many sports that use a ball, but can you think of 6 in just 10 seconds? Were you able to do it? Yeah. I was able to think of like 4 or 5 when I did it myself, but I couldn't think of 6 in just 10 seconds, right? It's the pressure. Okay? Wow. Some of you even wrote out all of them in time. Very good. Well done. Football, cricket, basketball, tennis, volleyball, rugby, volleyball, cricket, golf, rugby, cricket, football, table tennis, baseball. Very nice. Well done, guys. So, the answers I put were basketball, football, tennis, volleyball, golf, and baseball. Yeah. So, can I think of any other unique ones? Oh, lacrosse is a good one. Lacrosse, where they use a net and they kind of throw the ball. But yeah, very well done. Okay, so we have finished the questions. Now, we're going to move on to the next part of the quiz. Okay, we still have an hour and 45 minutes. The main part of today's quiz is this. As I said, today we're going to review a lot of phrases and words from all of the lessons this year. Yeah. To quickly show you, again, we've had a look at a lot of different themes this year. Yeah. In this presentation, there are like 300 slides. Okay. That shows how many, different things we've done this year. Just to give you a closer look, we've had a look at Halloween. Yeah, just a few weeks ago, we looked at psychology, Valentine's Day, the UK and British culture, British weddings, video games, ethics and moral dilemmas, dramas and movies, school and education, the world of music. We even had a debate club, artificial intelligence, superstitions, crime, English idioms, Japan, and not just that. We've also had a look at shopping psychology, tarots and the future, all about Christmas, and right now we're doing the final presentation of the year, new you. Yeah. We had a lot of lessons, so we have a lot of review to do. So today, let's do our best, and I don't know if we have time to do all of them, but we'll do our best. I'll do my best to not talk too much like the noisy man I am. So, let's go. Now, quick explanation. The English part, the grey section, means English words and phrases, vocabulary, in other words. Memory is more about facts or things that we learnt about, Christmas, Halloween. It's more like just general knowledge about the themes that we discussed in the lessons, yeah? So, let's have a look. Please choose a number. Let's go through. Thank you very much. Zia and Momo already chosen some numbers. Let's go for number 13 first. First English question. What do we call a complex topic which many people disagree on? For example, politics, maybe religion, what else? Could be, I will not say that because it's another question. But what do we call a complex topic that many people disagree on? Yeah. Ooh, interesting answers. Momo, I don't recognize that word. But Kate was very close. Zia, very well done. You hit the nail on the head. This is something controversial. Yeah, you should avoid controversial topics when meeting somebody for the first time. Okay, controversial. Very nice. Okay, so that's question number 1. That was from the morals, good and evil lesson. Okay, let's choose another number. Momo says 2. In society, we often have people, not everybody is the same, but sometimes people will change. They will change their behavior to match others. Yeah, you don't want to stand out. It's a bit embarrassing. What do we call it when you change your behavior to match others? Any idea? Yeah. Herd mentality is a good phrase, Kate. Very well done. That's not the word I was looking for. I'm looking for a one word that begins with C. When you change your behavior to be the same as everyone else. In other words, you... 3, 2, 1. The answer is conform or conformity. Okay, so that might be a good word to kind of note down, yeah, to conform with the group, which is a part of herd mentality, yeah, very well done. Cooperation and convert are similar words, but not exactly the same, okay? Because we have more than 70 questions, I won't be able to explain the difference between all of these words, so we'll have to move on. But if you do have a question today, like, I really want to know about the difference between this and this, please do send me a message on Hello Talk. That is totally fine, okay? If I get 100 questions, of course, I won't be able to answer all of them, but I'll do my best. Right. Very nice. Good start. Next number. Let's have a look. Alisa said number 6. Ooh, okay. In video game lesson, we looked at lots of acronyms, lots of kind of short ways of saying things. What does TBH stand for? Yeah, we have IRL in real life, IMO in my opinion. But what does TBH stand for? Wow, okay, alright, slow down, guys. A lot of you getting the answer straight away. Very well done. It does mean to be honest. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not a fan of card games. I don't know why. Yeah, especially the younger people, they use a lot of these, acronyms when texting. And even I use these acronyms as well. So it's not just for young people. But I wouldn't use it in an email, so do be careful, okay? Right, very nice. Good job, guys, to be honest. TBH. Okay. Next number. I see, what was it? Momo said number 11. Ooh. Okay. This was from the Christmas lesson that we did very recently. Where did the first KFC test store open in Japan? Let's test your memory. Where did the first KFC test store open in Japan? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It wasn't Tokyo, and it wasn't the countryside. Those were good guesses. Osaka, Momo says. I will give the point to Momo. It was at the Osaka World Expo in 1970. Very well done. Good job, Momo. All right. And looking at the next numbers, let's look at 64. Thank you very much, Sarah. 64. Oh, so looking at school and education. In a British school, now I'm sure all of you know about American schools, because I think most countries maybe learn American English. Actually, I'm not sure. Anyway, what is the top position in a school in the UK? What do we call? In America, they call it a principal. A principal. But in the UK, we don't say principal. We would say... Oh, I'm so happy. Because I've lived in Japan and they use American English, so I'm very happy when people remember British English. The answer is... headmaster. Very good. Yeah, principal, America. Headmaster, UK. Very nice. Okay, good job. Right, next one. Going back, let's go to 64. Zia said 7. Zia, you love 7. Okay, so we're looking at these different parts of the song. Okay. Now, what do we call the emotional climax of the song that is repeated many times? Yeah, so if I give an example, the I almost said it. I gave you the first sound, but this for example, in Last Christmas, it would be Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you gave it away. That is it's repeated many times, right? This is called the... Any idea? Momo's laughing at me. Okay, so the answer is 3, 2, 1. It is the chorus, yeah? So it's the part everybody knows the chorus. It's always repeated. It's very high energy. It's the emotional climax, yeah? So Last Christmas. 3, 2, 1. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. And the very next day, I gave it away. You gave it away. Da, da. Yeah. Often, I just remember the melody, right? I never remember the lyrics unless I'm very familiar with the song. But yeah, it's always fun. Yeah. But Zia says, "Oh, you can sing beautifully. Thank you very much, Zia. I know you're just being kind, but I will happily accept the compliment. I actually really want to learn how to sing one day, but I'll be honest, I hate my voice, so it's a bit embarrassing for me to sing, but maybe I'll learn one day. Okay, right, next number, 72. No, thank you. Yeah, if I practice, maybe I can become an angel. Okay, 72. Recently, we learnt about the legend of the Christmas spider in the Christmas lesson. But which country does this legend come from? So yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. Which country does the legend of the Christmas spider come from? Spider-Man? It's not a country. England? Good guess. Not England. It's not the UK. And the answer is 3, 2, 1. Shane, nice to see you. Spot on. It is Ukraine. Very well done. Legend of the Christmas Spider. I like that story. It's a very, very positive story. Yeah. Okay, right. Next question. Numbers, let's go for 12. Over here. Can you pronounce these words? Yeah, so the thing on the left and the thing on the right, because they are different. Okay. In a lot of Asian cultures, it's very normal to do this. But in the Olympics, you might use this. Now, of course, you can't type this answer, but I just want you to say it with me. Okay, ready? So let's start with the one on the left. Bow. Bow. Oh. For example, oh my god. Yeah. On the right, bow. Ow. For example, somebody pinches you, it's like, ow! Stop that. Ow. Yeah. So one more time. Bow, bow, bow. And on the right, bow, bow, bow. Yeah, so we have an O and an ow. Yeah, you're opening your mouth a lot wider when you bow. Okay? Alright, good job. So, moving on. Oh gosh, got a lot of comments. Yes, very good. I like that, Zia, how you added the OA or the AO. Yeah, bow, wow. Yeah. Okay, and the next number, let's go for 12. No, we've already done 12. 41. Back to music. What do we call these groups of notes? When you play, you know, A, C, G, these individual sounds are called notes. But what do we call it when we play many notes at the same time? Any idea? Yeah. So one sound is a note, but here you have many notes being played at the same time. Yeah. It's not a melody. Good guess, Sarah. It's not a melody. Three, two, one. These are called chords. Very well done, Mio and Eddie. Great job. Yeah, so chords. I actually like Gala's answer. They said multi-notes, which actually, that makes sense. Yeah, multiple notes together, right? I prefer your answer. Multi-notes. That's good. I like it. So, moving on. Okay. Oof, we had a... Actually, no, I think we've done quite a few. So, yeah, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Okay. Next number, 23. Can everybody please give me a number? Just a random number. Ooh, it's a little warm here. Actually, I don't need this blanket, I think. I'll just keep it here. Okay, so thank you. 5, Momo says. This was when we were talking about the UK and British culture. We were talking about where the phrase raining cats and dogs come from. So what do we call these animals that don't have a home? Yeah, they live on the streets. They don't have an owner. You know, often they don't have enough food, enough shelter. These are called... Very good. So... Actually, you can say homeless, but homeless is usually used with people. So, more commonly with animals, especially cats and dogs, we would call them strays. Yeah, stray cats, stray dogs. Well done, Momo. Exactly. Momo and Kate. Very nice. Yeah. So, oh, you see, it's a stray. Yeah, it doesn't have a collar. It's a stray. Yeah. You can use it as an adjective or a noun. A stray cat, or it's a stray. It's a stray. Yeah. Very nice. Well done. Okay, next one. 550. Over here. We have the city centre, yeah, where all of the big shopping centres are, all of the tall skyscrapers. But what do we call that area on the outside of a city where there are a lot more residential areas, where most people live? Ah, so it's still inside the city, but it's on the outer side. Sorry, it's on the, like, close to the edge. And the answer is 3, 2, 1. It is the suburbs. Very well done. But Kate also said outskirts. Now, outskirts? What's the difference between outskirts? Outskirts just means on the edge. Yeah, far away from the city centre. But suburbs is specifically talking about on the outskirts, it's close to the edge, but there's a lot of houses. There are a lot of residential areas where people live. Okay? So these are the suburbs. Okay? If you know the word urban, then it's kind of similar, right? Suburbs, suburban, urban. Yeah? Meaning city. Okay, nice, good job, guys. Some of you got it, yeah. Downtown is closer to the city centre, Sarah, but good idea. All right, now, moving on. Next number, 53. Ooh, looking at last year's Halloween lesson, talking about a fear of small spaces. A fear of small spaces. What do we call this? Like, if you get stuck in an elevator during an earthquake, it's like, oh no, I'm going to die in this place. Oh no, nobody's going to find my body. This is called. This is a difficult one, but it's useful. It's one of the most common fears. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Momo, you're on fire today. I can see you've been studying. It is called claustrophobia. Well done, Zia, as well. Claustrophobia, yeah? The spelling is difficult and the pronunciation is difficult, yeah? So let's just say it together. Claustrophobia. 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 Okay? There we go, yeah. Do any of you have claustrophobia? For me, I don't think so. But I guess they make me a bit nervous, but I wouldn't say it's a phobia. Yeah, phobia is a fear that is extreme and it stops you or kind of affects your everyday life, right? So, for example, if you cannot use elevators or lifts because you have you have this fear, then that is a phobia, yeah? But if you can still do your daily life without being affected, then it's not a phobia. Momo says she has a fear of failure. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of people have a fear of failure, right? It's probably the most common fear, yeah? But as long as it's not a phobia, as long as you can, overcome that fear, then I think you'll be okay. Okay, right, so moving on, next number, let's go with German 62. What is a superstition? What is the definition of a superstition? Yeah, this time I'm not asking for the word, I'm asking for the meaning or the definition, so it's a bit more difficult. Yeah? Let's see, how well do you really understand the word superstition? There are 2 key points here. 2 key points in the definition. Okay, so something which can or cannot be true, but we believe them. And then a wrong belief believing in something that isn't real. You guys are very close. Really well done. Yeah. So the key point that all of you said is it's a belief in something, and it might or might not be real. So that's a good way of saying it, I would say. Or in other words, it's something that has no scientific evidence. Okay. Oh, sorry. I forgot to say. A superstition is usually a belief related to good or bad luck, right? So, for example, aliens, ghosts, they might or might not exist. We don't have any scientific evidence for them yet, but we wouldn't say ghosts and aliens are superstitions. However, we would say that, for example, putting your chopsticks in rice like this is bad luck. Yeah, and it might be connected to ghosts, but the ghost or the aliens themselves are not superstitions. It's a belief about good or bad luck. Okay? Alright. Exactly, Zia. Something will happen if I do A. Yeah, or if I do B. Okay? Like fearing a number. That's right, yeah. And actually, there are some phobias of numbers because of their connection to certain, superstitions, right? Like the number 4 in Asian culture, it has the same pronunciation as death, and so on. Okay? But, very good. Well done. Wow, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat so much after this. Sorry. And then moving on, next number. Let's go for 4 because I was just talking about number 4. Uh-huh. When you fall in love with someone for the first time, there's a special idiom for this. Yeah. It means I fell in love with her the first time I saw her. Yeah. So, what do we call this idiom? Like, the moment I saw her, oh, I was in love. 3, 2, 1. It was love at first sight. Very well done. Good job. Yeah. So, we bumped into each other on the street, and it was love at first sight. Yeah. Now, I'm a bit of a pessimist. I don't believe in love at first sight. I don't know about you guys, but love at first sight basically means you look at somebody and you're attracted to their appearance, right? And that's okay. It's okay to be attracted, but is true love just appearances? Because there's no way to understand somebody's personality just at first sight, right? So personally, I don't agree with this, but it's just a phrase. No need to read so deeply into this. Yeah, but yeah, I don't believe in love at first sight. So yeah, it's a movie scene, exactly right. Zia also doesn't agree with love at first sight. Very good. Okay. Ooh, Gala does believe. Yeah, it could be. Could be. It's just my opinion. Okay. Very nice. So, next number. 10. Thank you very much. Does anyone know which school I went to in the UK? This was what we talked about in the school and education lesson, but does anybody know where I went to school? Any ideas? I'll be very impressed if anybody knows. A person from South Korea says, Cambridge, you're too kind, but I'm far too stupid to be an alumni of Cambridge University. So I appreciate the kind comment, though. No, I'm too stupid to be from Cambridge. Oxford, Kate, you're too kind. UCL, KCL, nope, none of those good universities. I'm stupid. So I went to school in these two places. I went to school in... Oh, I didn't show... Dang it. See, I'm so stupid. I forgot to put the name. So, I went to college, in a place called Bath. And I went to university in a place called Swansea. Okay? But... yeah, don't worry, Momo. We British people are very sarcastic, right? We usually say these things like, "Oh, I'm so stupid," just as a joke. But that's very kind. I appreciate the kind words. Okay, I'm not stupid. I would say I'm average intelligence. I would like to say my EQ, like emotional intelligence, dealing with people, I would like to say it's higher than average, but I think most people want to say they're higher than average, so I'm not going to say it. I will hint it. But, next number. It's the university's fault for not giving a chance to a talented boy like you. Wow. Maybe I wasn't so good back then, yeah? Maybe it's just I've grown a lot in the last few years. Hogwarts Magic School. I would love to go to Hogwarts. Wingardium Leviosa. 29. Let's go to this one. So... when talking about the Halloween lesson, we looked at different ways to say scary, yeah? Because everybody knows scary. We have terrifying, like, yeah, a serial killer is terrifying. Yeah, super scary. But what do we call this word where it's something unnatural that makes you feel nervous? It's not like, but it's like, you see it and you think, oof. Yeah, you get goosebumps on your skin. And you're not going to run away, but you look at it and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Weird is a good guess. It's not weird. Gross is a bit like, ugh, it's like disgusting. Like, oh, Eric's picking his nose. Ew, that's gross. Yeah? The answer is, very well done. Some of you got it. It is creepy. Yeah? For example... creepy doll, creepy image of a little girl smiling unnaturally, or maybe an old closet, yeah, because, you know, maybe there's something inside. Yeah, creepy things. Very well done. Okay, oh my gosh, we have so many words to go through. Okay, right, we'll continue for maybe another 30-40 minutes, because... I'm actually feeling a little dizzy, I think. But the weird thing is, I did eat something today, so it's not like I'm starving myself, so I don't know, but anyway. Okay, so, moving on, number 1. When we talked about dramas and movies, we kind of looked back into the past, and we looked at these old videotape players. Right? VHS tape players. What do we call these symbols, you know? Yeah, I mean, on YouTube, you kind of have these symbols, but usually we just, like, skip, right? But in the old days, you had to kind of use the tape and do this or do that. Yeah, it took a long time, right? We take it for granted now. It's so easy just to load a video, skip, to, you know, 2 hours, right? Old days, oh my gosh, it took such a long time. You talk too much. That's right, Carla, I do talk too much. Maybe I do need more oxygen, yeah. 3, 2, 1. Eddie! Very well done. Good job. So, the answers are rewind and fast forward. Okay, so rewind, go back, and fast forward, go forward. Yeah. Now, because fast forward and rewind were originally used with VHS tapes, where it's like, it's not instant, right? It goes, and then you still have to wait, right? That's why nowadays, when talking about YouTube videos, if you're watching a long video and you want to tell your friend, this is the boring part, just go forward. You could say go forward or skip 2 minutes, right? But actually, I think most people just say go to 1 minute 30, yeah? Or go back to like 30 seconds or something like that, yeah? So we usually just say go to if you're going forward, or go back to 1 minute and 20 seconds, okay? But if you say rewind or fast forward, we still understand, but it sounds a bit outdated. It sounds like you're talking about a VHS tape, okay? All right, but pause, play, and stop, we do say, yeah? Oh, can you pause the video? I'm just gonna go to the toilet, yeah? Or like, okay, you can play it, you can start, yeah? Okay, so pause, play, and stop are still okay. I've never heard anybody use the word still, though. It's a bit strange to me. But anyway. Okay. Alright, hey Jas, how's it going? Yeah, long time no see. Alright. I think you're an extrovert, Eric. I am an extrovert. But when I was in college and secondary school, I was very shy. I wanted to be an extrovert. I liked hanging out with other people, but I was too shy. Now I'm okay. All right. Why don't we finish the first row? Let's just complete the first row. Number 8. When talking about weddings, what do we call the party that happens after the wedding ceremony? And what do we call this long path where the important people walk? Yeah, the 2 main VIPs. I won't say it because it's in another question. What do we call these 2 words? Yeah. Jas, what are you talking about? I'm introverted with beautiful girls. Maybe. It might be. Who knows? Holy blanket, I like that. We're not talking about the thing on the floor. We're talking about the place that you walk. Yeah. Interesting, Sarah. After party. Do we say after party? I think some people do call it the after party, but after party is usually to talk about when you have an event, like any event. It could be a big presentation, could be like a meeting or like a conference. But the after party is like a fun party that happens after an initial event. But for weddings, we usually say reception. The reception, don't confuse this with the hotel reception where they, accept your reservation or you check in. The reception is also a word for the party that happens after the wedding ceremony. And a lot of you got this, very well done. We would say the aisle. Be careful with the pronunciation. We would say aisle, aisle. Yeah, similar to island, but English spelling is annoying, it's stupid, so that's why it says A-I, aisle, aisle. Okay, right, very well done. Okay, let's move on. I made too many questions. I really bit off more than I could chew with all of these questions. But anyway, let's move on. Oh, there we go. I messed up. Okay, let's skip that question. Please just let's pretend nothing happened. Everybody, wow, that was a great question, Eric. Let's just pretend, okay? Even teachers make mistakes. Okay, next number. Elisa says, 25. Shopping. Okay. What do we call something that is way more expensive than it should be? Maybe the markup is too high. Something that is not worth the price, right? Like if you go to some like street markets in some countries, often these people will sell you like fake goods, and they will say like, "Oh, please come, come, come! This is very high quality Louis Vuitton bag." It's fake. And they say, yes, only a good deal of like, I don't know, $1 million Tasmanian dollars or some currency, I don't know. This is very good price. This is a, what do we call it? It's too expensive. It should be cheaper. Very well done. Actually, that was a good answer. The answer is rip-off. Very well done, guys. But Kate also said daylight robbery, a very high level word. Very nice. Yeah, this is daylight robbery. You're stealing my money from me. Yeah, this is a rip-off. It's daylight robbery. Both of these are similar. Okay. And Momo, that's right. Overpriced is a totally, great word that you can also use. Overpriced, rip-off, daylight robbery. All of these, same meaning. Okay. After I bought the necklace, I found it online for half the price that I paid in store. The necklace was a huge rip-off. I was ripped off. Yeah. Very well done. I can see a lot of you studying these words. Good job. Good job. Okay. Next number. Earlier, I saw Zia choosing the number 9. We've already chosen 9, I think. So, next number. Let's go with 14. Back to school and education, specifically in the UK. Now, I've already said some of these words. But in America, they usually say elementary school, junior high or middle school, high school, and then college. But in the UK, we say... What do we say? 5. Oh, that's so refreshing. I was drinking hot tea earlier, now I'm drinking cold. Oof, much better. Okay, are you guys ready? So, the answers are, starting from the younger ages, primary school, secondary school, college, and then university. Okay, Eddie, spot on. Oh, and especially because Eddie is from Japan, they usually learn American English, so bonus points to Eddie. Thank you very much. Well done. Okay. By the way, it really doesn't matter which version of English you prefer or use. I'll be honest, sometimes I mix American English and British English, and then when I go back to the UK, some people say, oh, you're suddenly American now, right? You're gonna take out the trash or something. And then I'm like, shut up, whatever, who cares? But yeah, when I'm teaching, and if my student really wants to learn British English, then I do focus and I try to be as British as possible. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we move on to the next question? Stupid accent, I know. Okay, right. If there are no numbers, just because of time, I'm going to keep moving on with the next number. But if I see a number, I will choose it. For example, Zia said 25. Oh, we already did 25. Momo said 24. Please give me 3 reasons for why people might commit a murder. We talked about the reasons for committing a murder in the Science of Crime lesson. Okay? Please give 3 reasons for why people might commit a murder. Ooh, I look very yellow. It's because of the screen, but 10, 9. Ooh, very good. Kate has some good answers. Sarah, very nice. Betrayed is a good word. Hate, love, money, social resentment. Wow, very high level word. Resent, hate, in other words. For fun, gala. Sorry, 1 second. Doot, 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 doot. Hello, police. I'd like to report a serial killer in China. Their name is Gala. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but actually, yeah, unfortunately, some crazy people, psychopaths, serial killers, they do it for fun or like the excitement of killing. Yeah. So political reason, that's a good one. Very good connection at Bondi Beach, unfortunately. Yes, that's right. There was also the case of Charlie Kirk this year, unfortunately. Yeah, it's horrible. Killing people just because of their political reason. Political views. Now, politics are important, but I think if you resort to violence, if you kill people just because they disagree with you, then I think society has failed. It's just chaos, right? And it's not the way to, move forward in society. But anyway, so here are the... I blocked it, sorry. So arguments, jealousy or cheating, domestic abuse, revenge, a witness, or maybe life insurance. And I'm sure there are other reasons, yeah? Domestic abuse, maybe for self-defense, right? If a wife and the child are scared of the husband, always hitting, in great danger, the wife might kill the husband to protect themselves and the child, right? Self-defense. And so on. Okay. So yeah, everyone be careful. We have a psychopath here. Yes, Gala, he is on the most wanted list. What sound does a police make? Nee-no, nee-no. No, that's an ambulance. That's when somebody's injured. Nee-no, nee-no. Anyway. Okay, right. Next question. Let's go for number 15. In the AI lesson, we talked about these kinds of videos that are they're fake, but they're realistic. And they're created using AI by changing the voice or kind of like recording a voice and matching someone's face to make it look like they are speaking, right? This kind of video is unfortunately not called an Obama. No, I know you weren't answering, but this is indeed called a deepfake. Very well done, Zia and Momo. Exactly, yeah. This is called a deepfake. Yeah. Be careful of deepfakes nowadays. It's very easy to be deceived, especially as AI is becoming more and more realistic every single day. Yeah, so be careful of these deep fakes. Yeah. Very good. Okay, number 16. Looking at Japanese culture, but these words are useful for any culture. What do we call this style of sitting? There are two different ways of sitting here, and we can explain it in English. The man on the left is and the girl on the right is yeah? How are they sitting down? How are they using their legs? Very well done, guys. Yeah. So the answer is, or the answers are, he's sitting cross-legged or he's crossing his legs. Yeah. If you're doing like yoga or something, or you're in PE class, you might say, okay, everybody cross your legs and sit down, or sit down and cross your legs. But if you're in Japan, you might see some people sitting on their knees, yeah? And maybe other Asian cultures. Are there any people here, like from India, Philippines, Mexico? I don't know. Are there any other people who sit on their knees? Yeah, is it a cultural thing? Or maybe just a personal thing? Maybe you just like sitting on your knees. For me, I need to do more yoga. I need to, like, practice bending down and, becoming more flexible because my joints, like my knees, my ankles, is terrible, really bad. But anyway, so teaching Japanese, yeah, my Japanese is okay, but it's not that good. So, oh, interesting. In Kashmir, you sit in the same way. Interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why some countries, sit in this way. Maybe it's good for, like, posture, maybe? I don't know. Okay, very well done. Right, because of time and because of my stomach, let's go and do at least half. Let's go until 36. And we'll see how we do for time. Okay? Zia said number 35. Ooh, this is tough. No, actually, I don't know how it is for other religions, so I apologize if you're not Christian. But what are the 7 cardinal sins? Or please just give me any sins, maybe from your religion. Yeah, a sin is something that is ethically or like kind of against religious values or laws. So what are these 7 sins? I'll give you a clue. One of them is gluttony in Christianity. That is just eating too much, like I'm going to do after this lesson. Yeah. So that's one of the 7 sins. But what are the 7 cardinal sins? And please do share if you're from a different religion. Tell us what the sins are in your religion. Very good. Well done. Interesting. Good. Interesting. Alcohol. I don't think alcohol is a sin by itself, but I think it's a part of gluttony, right? Or maybe a different thing. Very good. Yeah. Okay. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. And the answers are... Ta-da! We have pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. To put it simply, do I have the answers here? So pride, just thinking you're better than everyone else. Sloth, being lazy. Wrath, basically anger. Gluttony, eating and drinking too much. Envy, wanting and being jealous. Wanting what other people have. Having a strong sexual desire is lust. And then wanting more things and money is greed. Okay, those are the 7 sins. Yeah, very good. Well done. And then, interesting. Yes, eating certain types of meat is a sin in some religions. Yeah, very good. Well done. Okay, right. Moving on. Next number. Let's go for 35. We've done 35. Let's go to the next one. 17. Back to shopping. What do we call items that we use in our everyday life? For example, toilet paper, bread. Maybe not bread, but yeah, I guess you could say bread. Toilet paper, water, tissues? No. Tea? No. Something that we use every day. Yeah. So, these are called. Very good. We have a few different answers here. The answer I was looking for was daily necessities, but some people said essentials, necessities, groceries. That's a good question, actually. Is groceries similar? I feel like groceries are just general things that you use. What is the difference? I need to check that. Thank you, Eddie, for that answer. Basic needs, yeah. That's an interesting one, Shamira. Basic needs is more... Humans have basic needs. Food, water, shelter, love. What else? Yeah. So it's not just things that you buy, but it's also like, you know, relationships. Anything humans need to survive are basic needs. But daily necessities are usually talking about items. Okay? All right, very well done. I'm sorry, on the YouTube side, Little Moonlight, I've been ignoring you. Sorry. Fury, good word, Fury. Okay. Yeah, I do think groceries are a part of essentials. Groceries are usually edible things, things that we eat, yeah. Maybe also drinks. Okay. Toilet paper, bread, eggs, milk. Okay. Alright, nice. After talking about food, my stomach is rumbling. In the English idioms lesson, we talked about something that means very rarely. Yeah? This picture is a big hint. Oh! My thing fell on the floor. My blanket. Ah! Let's move that there. Okay. So, what idiom means very rarely? Okay? Wow, you guys are too fast. 3, 2, 1... Once in a blue moon, I like to go to eat at McDonald's. He only exercises once in a blue moon. Very rarely, like once a year or maybe once every few years. Yeah, I only visit my family only once in a blue moon. I know I should visit more often, but I'm very lazy. Yeah. Okay. Good job. Well done. I eat outside once in a blue moon. It's unhealthy. Very good. See, a great example sentence. Yeah. Okay, 23. Ooh. Why is 13 unlucky? There's a historical reason. Why is the number 13 unlucky? Let me just quickly find my hair clip, but because my hair is getting very annoying. I want to set my hair. Be right back. Where is it? You know what? I can't find my hair clip. So, instead, I'm going to use this hat to keep my hair out my eyes, okay? Alright. So, why is 13 unlucky? 13 something happened. I didn't remember. You're right, something did happen, that's right. Now, this is a bit easier if you're Christian, because it was related to Christianity. The reason why 13 is unlucky is because of the Last Supper. There were 13 guests at the supper, and the 13th guest, the final guest, was Judas, who was the person who betrayed Jesus. Yeah, he was late to the supper because he was giving information to the guards, right? And he was receiving, the money from them. And that's why you can see here in his right hand, he's got this little bag of gold that he got, yeah, for betraying Jesus. Yeah, so that's why 13 is bad luck. I just realized this bell, do you hear this? If I move even just a little bit. Okay, can I stop this from moving? Okay. Okay, oh, it's a bit better. Okay, right. So, moving on. Let's go to number, I think somebody said 20. Thank you, Momo. Talking about good and evil morality, yeah? So, what do we call a hidden reason for doing something, yeah? Like when somebody says like, oh, let's work together. I would love to support you. I really agree with your ideas. I think you're a great person. But on the inside, that person's very rich. So if I help him now, maybe he will help me later. Maybe he'll give me a lot of money. What do we call this hidden reason for doing something? Underlying causes. That is a very good guess, Kate. It is not underlying causes, but good guess. Hideous. It is hideous, but there's a special word. Duplicity. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Right. This one is a difficult one, but very useful word, in my opinion. This is called an ulterior motive. Yeah, ulterior motive. Motive coming from the word motivation. Motive is usually used for doing something bad. Yeah. When we commit a crime, murder, stealing, we often ask, what was the motive of the murder? What was the motive of the crime? Yeah. Two-faced, that's a good word. Yeah, two-faced meaning somebody who acts one way, on the outside, when with other people, but when nobody's watching, they actually usually have a negative side. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very well done. Okay, moving on. Let's move on to let's go to 19. Oh, somebody said 57. We'll do that next. What do we call it when a voice actor records a voice in a foreign language? So, for example, here we have Pokemon, which is originally in Japanese, but this is an American voice actress who is doing the... What is she doing? She is... the animation. She is the movie or the cartoon. Yeah. For example,
I'm Ash Ketchum. I came from Pallet Town in the Kanto region. And this is my good buddy Pikachu. Nice to meet you.
And you see the answer here. The answer is dub or dubbing. Yeah. So this is the opposite of kind of watching with the original voices and using subtitles. Yeah. So dubbing. There's a big debate. Are you a dub person or a sub person? Sub meaning subtitles, yeah? So you prefer to watch it in your language with the dubbed voices, or you prefer to watch in the original language with the subtitles? I'm 100% sub. What was it? Have I ever watched a movie dubbed? I probably have, but I probably didn't enjoy it, especially when it comes to Japanese, because, well, even before I started learning Japanese, I just like the sound. I don't want to listen to my boring language unless it's the original voices are in that language, yeah. But are you a dub or a sub person? Zia says sub, Kate says sub. Interesting, yeah. But yeah, it sounds right in the original voices, right? Very good. Okay, moving on. Now, somebody said 50, was it 57 or something? Let me have a look. Yes, 57. This one's difficult if you're not from Japan, but actually, it might be similar to other countries. What kind of item do we usually put next to the cash register in the convenience stores? What kind of item do we normally put next to the cash register in convenience stores? Thinking logically, you might be able to guess even if you've never been to Japan. Maybe in your country it's different, actually, I don't know. But what do you think? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And people say food. The bathroom? A shotgun? That's not an item. Chutty. Microwave. That's some crazy answers here. So the answer is, I'll have to write it here. The answer is usually hot food. Maybe sometimes hot beverages, but usually something hot. And the reason is because usually the kitchen where they fry the food is usually in the back here. So it's just to give easy access, right? And because you're making the food fresh, you don't want to make it once and then leave it for a long time, right? But with products like sandwiches and, you know, the drinks, you can just leave it there all day, right? And it's going to be okay, right? So, hot food, maybe hot drinks, but I think it's usually hot food. There we go. Okay. Right. Moving on. Ah! You didn't see that. Secret. Okay, moving on to 21. Ooh, interesting. What is one of the most marked up products in the world? If you remember, we talked about marking up. So, for example, the cost of the raw ingredients, or just the ingredients, versus the selling price. Yeah. What is one of the most marked up? The highest price increase from ingredient to final product. Yeah. Think about something that maybe doesn't need a lot of preparation, or rather something that's very easily accessible, but people still want to buy it for a much higher price. What do you think? Interesting. Okay. So, the answer is 3, 2, 1. Kate. Very well done. Actually, the top answer is texting, but in this, the first, the highest marked up physical product is bottled water. Okay? It costs like nothing to, you know, you can get it from your tap. Actually, it does depend on the country. But one of the highest marked products is water, bottled water. Yeah. Oh, this water is from the peak of Mount Everest. And then you have like tap water. If you give me both, I can't tell the difference. Does it taste like it comes from the peak of Mount Everest? No, it just tastes like water. But some people do say, oh yeah, I can taste it. Like, you know, there's a difference between this water and this water. I cannot taste the water. So, yeah. But anyway, very well done. Okay, moving on to 22. Oh. What event happened this year on July 30th, 2025? Does anyone know? This one, we were talking about superstitions. How is your world knowledge? What event? It was all over the news. It didn't happen everywhere in the world, but it was on the world news. Any idea? Yeah, I'll give you a clue. It happened close to Russia. It was close to Russia. Not the war. 3, 2, 1. It was an earthquake. Very good. 8.8 magnitude is huge. Yeah. But it was very scary. It destroyed a lot of homes, so. All of these seals. Sorry, I don't know why the text is still.
пиздец.
It's very scary.
Охуеть.
Okay. Right, number 26. Yeah, there was also a tsunami in some places. Yeah, that's right. Very good. Okay. When we talked about English idioms, there's a very useful idiom that we use when people kind of don't talk about a main topic, usually something sensitive, maybe controversial. They don't want to say something directly, so they might... Yeah. But if I'm busy, and somebody wants to talk to me, they might say, "Sorry, Eric, do you have a bit of time? I'd just like to talk about something if it's okay." Oh, stop! Just tell me. What do you want? Or something like that. 3, 2, 1. And the answer is... beat around the bush. Very well done. Yeah. So, ooh, that's a good guess. Yeah, all of you were close. So we would normally say beat around the bush, and then the opposite would be get to the point or cut to the chase. Get to the point or cut to the chase. Eddie mentioned an interesting one. Elephant in the room. Elephant in the room is like it is something you avoid, but it's like a problem or a topic that people do not talk about, even though it's quite obvious, right? So, for example, you go to an office party, it's still a semi-formal event. It's a office Christmas party, but then one woman, for example, is wearing a very revealing dress, right? Like super short skirt, like she stands out, and it's too casual for an office party. And everybody knows, but they're not going to say, go home, change your dress. So you might say to your coworker, "Is no one going to talk about the elephant in the room? Is no one going to tell her?" Or something like that. Okay? Very nice. Okay, great. So, moving on. Let's just do a few more. Let's do 4 more. Just because I'm starving. I apologize. And also, I'm getting my throat is starting to kill me. This was also in the superstitions lesson where we talked about... I told you a story about the chain letter panic, right? There were people sending chain letters to lots of different people. People believed in these chain letters and, these silly superstitions. And people were panicking, right? Some people believed there was a secret illegal plan where all of these super important people, like the mayor of Tokyo, people believed they were sending these letters to control the people, to brainwash them. What do we call this secret illegal plan? Usually done by powerful people. Oh, Zia, that's a good guess. Yeah. You're thinking about somebody else in the shopping lesson. And the answer is 3, 2, 1. It is a conspiracy. Very well done, Kate. Good job. Yeah, conspiracy. People believed it was a conspiracy. Area 51. People believed that Area 51 is a conspiracy where people are taking alien technology to use on the people or something like that. Yeah, a conspiracy. Okay. And then, 28. You'll often see this in crime dramas where somebody uses information to control somebody, right? Like, they might use a politician's secret. Maybe the politician is cheating on their wife and this criminal took a secret video of the person cheating. What do we call the crime of using information to control someone? Very well done. 3, 2, 1. This is called blackmail. Very good. Black, probably, I guess black, white. White is good, black is bad. I don't know. But blackmail, often because they would, send these letters in the post, in the mail, to, threaten people. Yeah, very good. Nice. Okay. Next one, number 30. I gave the answer. I was supposed to hide this one. Ah! Okay. Just as a... Let's adapt the question. Please give me an example of a World Heritage Site. Bonus if you can give me an example from your country. Yeah. Please give me an example of one World Heritage Site from your country. I'll start. In the UK, Stonehenge is a World Heritage Site. I actually live quite close to Stonehenge. Very good. The pyramids, very nice. Taj Mahal, the Great Wall, very nice. Exactly. Yeah. Good job, Emma. Thank you. Okay. Nice. Yeah. World Heritage Sites, famous places that have special historical or cultural significance. Okay. Nice. Okay. And number 31. So we were talking about psychology and people who are like very positive. They believe good things will happen in the future. Like, are you nervous about the presentation? Nah, I'll be fine. I've prepared. I think I can do it. I'm pretty optimistic. Pessimistic, the opposite. Overly maybe negative, like, ugh. No matter how much I practice, it always goes bad. Pessimistic. What do we call the word in the middle? Somebody who tries to look at things not too positively, not too negatively, but they try to look at things as they are, like through real life. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Well done, Zia and Pia. Very nice. Well done. Yeah. So... Oh, I saw somebody, Zia said Leaning Tower of Pisa for the World Heritage Site. Very nice, yeah. But what are you? Are you a optimistic person, pessimistic, or quite a realistic person? For me, I'm generally quite pessimistic. But sometimes I try to be realistic. Personally, I think being realistic is... I don't want to say best, because there are pros and cons to being pessimistic and optimistic, right? Some people think being negative is not good, but being negative or pessimistic can mean you're more careful, right? You prepare a lot more, and you might prepare too much, but I would say preparing too much is better than not preparing at all. So, but there we go. Okay, right, number 32. So in the superstitions lesson, we talked about this book where somebody was trying to look into the future and say, in 2011, in March, a huge disaster will happen, right? And they wrote this before it happened, right? So what do we call a belief, a prediction that something will happen in the future, right? This is called a... And we're not talking about a prediction, because prediction is usually using scientific data. Yeah, prediction's usually scientific. This is more like, I guess, there's no scientific evidence. It's more like, oh, I talked to God and he told me that something will happen on this day at this time and so on. Oof, there's a lot of different words here. Very interesting. The answer is prophecy. Yeah. According to this book, there's a prophecy. It says a huge disaster will happen in March 2011. Yeah. So this is a belief that something will happen, usually because of religion, like they communicate with God, or it's just a gut feeling maybe. But this is called a prophecy, usually religious. Okay, nice. Ooh, my eyes. This is the problem with looking at 3 bright monitors. Your eyes start to hurt. Let me move this. Okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Right, moving on to 33. Oh, this is more of a trivia question from the video games lesson. Can anyone remember, in this game, when you are hit, the main character drops golden rings. It's a very famous character, and I'm sure all of you have at least heard of this character. Can anyone remember? What is the name of this famous character that drops golden rings when they are hit? It's not Mario. Mario drops... Actually, I don't think Mario drops anything. He gets smaller. But the answer is Sonic the Hedgehog. Very good. Well done. So, Sonic, a classic mascot for Sega. And I think Mario and Sonic were also the mascots of the Olympic Games in... I can't remember which year, but it was quite interesting. But anyway. Okay, nice. And then moving on to 34. Ooh, this one's difficult. Can anyone tell me what is the iceberg model in psychology about? Yeah. What is the iceberg model talking about or trying to explain? Yeah. Or in other words, what does the iceberg show? Any ideas? Titanic? It's not the Titanic, but the Titanic did hit an iceberg, that's right. Emma said tip of the iceberg. That is an idiom, which is a very good one. Ooh, I see. Okay. Zia says what appears isn't always true. That's a nice interpretation. That's a good idea. And I guess you're kind of right. Yeah, it's connected. I'm going to have to give the point to Pia here. Very well done. Ah, I didn't show it, son of a... So basically, the iceberg model is talking about the unconscious mind and the conscious mind. What we see and what we are aware of, like, you know, when we look at ourselves and think about what we're thinking, there's only a small part of what we realize, what we're aware of. And this is why it's so hard to solve emotional problems by ourselves. This is why we need therapists, psychological counselors to really dig deep and find the underlying hidden causes and troubles that we have. It could be a trauma that we had a long time ago as a child. But basically, most of the things that affect our behavior are actually unconscious. They're things that we don't realize. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well done. Okay. Great job. And I think we'll leave it for the last one for this lesson. Let's look at 36. Oh my gosh, that is a scary picture. Actually, let's skip this one just because I think there's a better question. So, this one was talking about karma and how vampire bats will actually sacrifice blood to other bats. And they remember which bats have helped them or haven't helped them. So it's kind of like karma, but it's not a good question. So let's go for number 37. Ah, okay. What do we call this event in the sports day in schools? Now, I think this is popular not just in the UK, they also do it here in Japan, and they also do it in other countries as well, I think. Okay. All right. So, do we have the answers? Ready? 3, 2, 1. The answer is... Yulia just came in and she's already got the right answer. Nice to see you, Yulia. Unfortunately, that is the end of the quiz. Because I've been streaming for 2.5 hours and I've realized that I should have had a bigger lunch. And I've got a lot of packing to do and other things. So we'll have to end it there for the English quiz. But we had 2.5 hours of, questions and games together. So I think that's enough for now. And I'm not disappearing. Next year, we're going to have more live streams. But for now, I want to quickly show you. Let's have a look. Is it this one? So I just want to quickly talk about 2025. Because a lot of things have happened for everyone this year, right? Everybody's had different challenges, different hurdles, different experiences this year. Yeah. For some people, it was a very bad year. For some people, it was mixed. And some people, it was a great year. I had a lot of changes this year for me personally. Now, I wanted to ask you guys about how your year was. But of course, this is a very complex question. And if I had more time, I would invite you guys on stage to share. But I know not everybody is comfortable with sharing, their personal stories with everybody on the live stream. So I'll just share a short part about my story of 2025 for this year. 2025 has been a big change for me. I came to Japan. I started doing these live streams. Well, actually, I started last year, right? But I was able to continue. I did take a few breaks when things got busy. But as we've seen, we've done a lot of lessons this year. Yeah, we've done a whole 20 different themed lessons. There's 20 different weeks, right? And I can see, just from what we've done today, that a lot of you have been working really hard on your English. I feel very lucky to be a native speaker of English, right? When I grew up in the UK, I think most people who grow up as a native speaker of English in America, Canada, New Zealand, the UK, we take it for granted. Not many of us become English teachers. Not many of us go to a foreign country to teach English. And to be honest, I didn't think I was going to become an English teacher. It wasn't my plan. It was just like a way to go abroad and live in Japan for just a few months. But I realized that a lot of the things that I'm passionate about, a lot of the things that I enjoy doing, as we talked about earlier, one of my favorite things is socializing with people. But I realized that going abroad, doing things online and interacting with people from the country I love, Japan, but also the people I love, right? And that includes you regulars and these new people. Of course, I don't know you so well yet, but a lot of you here watching the live stream today, maybe not everybody is here, but a lot of you have continued to watch me I recognize a lot of the names in the chat right now. Thanks to you guys, always commenting, always watching, and even if you're a silent viewer, right, you're supporting me. And that is probably, for me, one of the highlights of this year, right? When I look back on New Year's Eve in a few weeks, or sorry, was it next week? Yeah, in 2 weeks. When I look back on 2025 and people ask me, Eric, how was 2025 for you? What were the highlights of this year? I think the highlights for me were coming to Japan, a few personal projects. You know, I've been making a lot of materials for my students who are taking exams. Some of them have passed some very difficult exams because they're very hardworking, they're very smart. But also, I will be thinking about these live streams because, how do I say it? As a teacher, my job is to teach. It's to give out knowledge. Now, as I said, I'm not stupid. I would say I'm like of average intelligence, but I do know a lot of random things, specifically to do with language and culture. And actually, I've realized that the reason why I've learned so much about other countries and different traditions, not just the UK and Japan, but things like, you know, India, Bangladesh, Singapore, the Philippines, it's thanks to you guys, right? It's thanks to you guys, it's thanks to the other foreigners I've met in Japan. But, yeah, I just feel like life is a lot more interesting when you have the chance to interact with people from different countries. So, that is something that I'm very grateful for. It's something that now I've experienced it once. I've experienced it this year. I cannot imagine myself doing anything else. I can't imagine myself doing a different job. And I can't imagine myself stopping, you know, live streaming. I'm not a famous YouTuber. I'm not a famous live streamer. And I might take breaks. You know, life gets busy. But I can confidently say that this is something that I want to do until I'm old. You know, when I can't go outside, if I get bored because my legs don't work so well, or maybe I'm just tired and I want to take a nap, I can say that I will love to continue live streaming, making more lessons, and talking to you guys. So that's pretty much what I just wanted to say at the end of this live stream. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for, you know, supporting me, writing these comments, and just sharing about your culture as representatives of your country. Because for me, I don't really feel prideful as being a British person. I'm not really a patriotic person. Like, oh, look at me, I'm from the UK, British English is the best, that kind of thing. But I've realized that it's important to be proud of your country, and it's important to represent your country so that when you go abroad and exchange cultures with other people who do love your country, who want to know about your country, I feel like it's your job. Not, maybe job isn't the best word, but it's really nice if you can share your culture with other people who probably love your culture more than you yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. So yeah, I'll just quickly read some of the comments because I was just speaking a lot. But yeah, Safia, nice to see you. Oh, you're coming at the end of the lesson. But yes, and then tug of war, very good. And then, no, that's okay, Yulia. You know, nice to... Yes, you can watch the recording. It will be on YouTube, exactly. Yeah. And then, yeah, it was a hard year for the world. Yeah, war, natural disasters, and things like that. Definitely, yeah. As we get to the end of the year, it's important to reflect on what you have. And I feel like the happiest people in life are not the people who have the most, but it's the people who realize that they have more than some people in the world, right? It's people who have experienced less, yeah, who have had those really difficult times in their past, and now they can appreciate where they are now, yeah. But no, thank you very much, Yulia. Yeah, I still remember, what was it? Some people from Russia telling me about borscht and how it uses beetroot. And like, yeah, it's just so fascinating. I love learning about other cultures much more than the UK. But and thank you, Emma. Thank you, Gala. Thank you, Momo. And it's really nice. Yeah, thank you so much, Zia. And Shane. And Mio. If I keep saying thank you, it's just going to continue. But before we finish, I just want to share a special surprise or maybe some announcements about next year. So as I said, I'm planning to, you know, do these live streams. Now, depending on what happens next year, because my job, right now I'm a freelancer, but I would like to get a bit more work to support myself. Because right now, you know, I have enough to live, but not enough to save enough money to achieve, you know, what I want to do in the future. Like if I want to open an English school or if I want to open a cafe, I don't know. But as a result, I need to do more work. And these live streams, I don't want to stop doing them, but at the same time, it does take a lot of time to prepare these things. So the best compromise, the best decision, I think, is going to be, I'm going to try and do still one live stream every week, but 2 of them will be for free, same as usual. But the other 2, I will start, what was it? Charging money. Maybe I'm thinking right now, I'll keep it cheap. I don't want to make it expensive. Like, what's an easy currency for everybody to convert to? I don't know. Maybe like $4 or $5 American dollars for a 2-hour live stream. But also, if you're paying money, I want to increase the quality. So what I'm planning to do is, of course, I'll have the recording, maybe on a members only page on YouTube, but I'm also going to create some practice exercises, right? So right now, I've just been doing, here's the vocabulary, here's the presentation, you can watch the recording, that's it. But it's very difficult to watch a 2-hour live stream, and especially if you want to review, you might say, oh, when was Eric talking about this word? Oh, what was that idiom? I can't remember, right? So I know as a teacher and a person who studies Japanese, it's quite difficult to review the content after the live stream or after the recording. So what I'm going to do for these paid live streams is, of course, I'll give you the recording, but I'm also going to create practice exercises and some easy to review kind of like vocabulary sheets and things like that, okay? And maybe some other things. But that way, I can continue to make high, quality, live streams, and I can make even better materials for you guys. And at the same time, I can receive a bit of money so you guys can support me, and I can, I don't know, buy myself a coffee every now and again, because I'm super stingy. But I think that's a pretty fair trade, right? But I know that some people don't want to pay money, and some people, they come from countries where the currency is not so strong, okay? So I also still want to provide, live streams so that people can learn, okay? So that's what I plan to do next year, okay? So the final surprise, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek at some of those lessons next year. So let's have a quick look. Let's go over here. So we did 20 lessons, and in 2026, we're going to do a lot more. But here is what's going on in 2026. I'm going to share the first 3 lessons that I plan to do. The first one is clicks, comments, and consequences. How can we escape from the online world? Social media and the internet, yeah? We did talk about AI, but we didn't really talk about social media specifically and the dangers of the internet, especially if you're a parent thinking about your children, and especially with the rise of AI. We need to be very careful with how we use the internet, the technology, and how we teach children. Because I do feel that right now, children are relying on AI and the internet too much. And there's a lot of misinformation and things like that. But we're going to do a deep dive into this kind of topic. Okay? The next one is a very popular, requested topic, that is get your head in the game, a bit about sports, yeah? From buzzer beaters to hat tricks, let's dive into the world of sports. Yeah, all of that terminology and vocabulary you need to talk about your favorite baseball, football, basketball games, because unfortunately, all of these different sports have different words. And it's a pain in the neck to learn, but we will go through all of the major sports like football, tennis, maybe not badminton, basketball, baseball, and so on. Yeah, so, to score a goal in football, to shoot some hoops in basketball, maybe to score a home run in baseball. Yeah, and we'll also look at some general sports related words like tournaments, championship, and so on. Okay, but nice. And then another one, from pan to plate, a fire that started the world. Yeah, maybe we'll look at the history of cooking, but mainly we'll focus on cooking vocabulary, right? All of us, well, I guess most of us, we cook very often. It's important. It's a life skill. And hopefully another thing I want to announce is next year I plan to do not just, English lessons, but hopefully some casual lessons, right? I did it a few times this year. I don't know if you remember. We did a podcast episode where I had 2 of my British friends and we talked about British culture. I interviewed them. We did some games. I'd like to do some things that are not just English lessons, because I think you can learn English through anything, like any type of event, right? Maybe we can have one day where we're just doing a casual sit and chat. Maybe I'll take some of you on stage. Maybe another day we could do a study session together where I'm like super focused. The camera's on me. So we're studying together, right? I'm studying Japanese, you're studying English, and then 50 minutes, we have a Pomodoro timer, if you know it, and then maybe a 30-minute conversation session, like what did you study? What do you think is difficult? What are you challenging right now? Kind of like a study talk kind of session. Those are the kinds of things, it's just something different to give you some different vocabulary. Okay, so I think that's about it. And for this lesson, maybe we could cook something together. We'll do a live stream. I'll teach you the vocabulary, and then I will explain a recipe to you, and we'll cook something together. But the problem is, I'm not a very good cook, so I feel like if I teach you how to cook something, it will be a little embarrassing, because you guys will probably cook the recipe even better than me, right? If I teach you how to cook British fish and chips, and then at the end you see my fried fish is all black and it's all burnt, I'll just see like, so this is what you shouldn't do. But anyway, it's okay to fail, right? The important thing is that, you know, we talk together, you ask questions, and we practice English together, yeah? But those are the things that I'm planning for next year, okay? This will be our final live stream for this year. Just for a bit of advertising, I do teach one-on-one private lessons. This is my website, and these are the lessons that I provide, you know, test English, reading books, I teach children and adults, and so on. These are my social media accounts. On YouTube, I'm streaming this right now on YouTube, and you can find the recording on YouTube as well. Okay? But thank you very much, everyone, for 2025. Thank you for coming this far with your English, and let me just congratulate you on not giving up. Learning languages is not easy. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It takes a long time, but personally, I don't like finding the most efficient way. I don't like finding the hardcore, fastest way to become fluent. For me as a teacher, I want to find the funnest way. I want you to get to a high level. I want to help you become an advanced, a native speaker. But I feel like if we don't enjoy that journey, because it's gonna take a long time, if we don't enjoy the process, I think it's a lot of wasted time, even if you do become fluent. Yeah. So I'm going to work hard over the holidays. I'm going to think about how to make things fun, but also useful at the same time. That's my goal for 2026. So, yeah. See you in 2026. Before I leave, before I make some dinner, because I am starving, I'm going to read the final comments, and if you have any final questions or any comments, please do send them now, because once I finish reading, I'm going to have some dinner. Okay? So let's go back to the top. So blessed to be a small part of your journey in 2025. Your live stream has become my priority every Saturday. Thank you for being authentic. No, I'm glad that seem authentic. I do feel that I'm quite casual, and I don't think I'm acting when I'm doing these lessons, so thank you for that. That's a really nice comment. And Shane, thank you. Eric, expecting to see you in 2026. I'm expecting to see you as well, Shane, and good luck with your studies. Okay. Thank you, Mio. Mio was a great supporter, and she's a great English learner. Thank you as always, and take care over the holidays. Yeah, well, all of you take care. But and then you'll check out my YouTube. Thank you. Yeah. Maybe next year I also want to make more YouTube videos, but I would say if you look at the views on my videos, they're very low. I'm not a very good YouTuber, but maybe as a live streamer, I'm okay. And then what's the name of my channel? It's called Eric Agel, but you can just tap the link at the top of the Hello Talk chat box, yeah, and then it will take you to my YouTube channel. And then do what's right for you. I support your every decision. Thank you. Yeah, it was quite a tough decision for me to, say, hey, I want money, give me money for the live streams, but I do have to take care of myself and dedicating so much time without being paid, sometimes I do feel the pressure, and it's a bit tiring sometimes. So, but I think it's fair. So thank you so much for all of you who are supporting me. If you're going to pay, if you're not going to pay, you're both supporting me. So thank you so much. Okay. And then I hope it works for Chinese. That's a good point, Elisa. I need to find a way of, how do I say it? Accessing China, because I know that it's not easy for you to access YouTube and things like that without a VPN. So thank you for reminding me, Elisa. I'll think about that. And then, what was it? Yes, survival skill, definitely. Have a safe trip home. Thank you. Yeah, I'm flying off on Monday. It's gonna be a 15-hour flight, so oof. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'll probably just sleep. Eddie, thank you for the interesting lessons. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you so much, Eddie. Yeah, you're one of the regular faces I see. So thank you for always joining. Please do have a nice holiday. Eat some delicious osechi in Japan. Thank you. Take care, friendly teacher. Thank you very much, friendly student. Will your paid live stream be on Hello Talk next year? No, the paid live stream will probably be on YouTube only. Yeah. But I will give you more details next year on how to access it and so on. I will give all the details on Hello Talk as well. Okay. Thank you, Elisa. Good luck to your English studies. Okay. Yulia, I'm looking forward to your English interesting lessons next year. Thank you again, and all the best. May all your wishes come true. Thank you, Yulia. Yeah, you're another regular here, and what was it? It's always nice to hear from you. It's weird because I don't know you personally. I don't really know your face, but I can feel like your character and your personality from seeing you every time, right? So thank you very much. It's always nice to come back to the regulars as well, and new people. But yeah. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, Zia. Payoneer works there. But yeah, I'll do some research. You guys don't need to worry about it. I'm going to do the work. But I think that's about it. If you want to watch the recording and you want to test your English, then you can check out the link at the top of the Hello Talk chat box, or you can just go to my YouTube channel directly at Eric English or Eric Eagle. Yeah, I hope you all learned something new today, were able to review a few things, yeah, and yeah, you can see from my face that my brain, my eyes, my mouth is dry, my throat's dry. I think it's time for me to end this year. I've said this many times, but I'll say it one more time. Thank you, everyone, for 2025. See you in 2026, and don't eat too much over the holidays, okay? Actually, no, do eat a lot. Just eat, be greedy, be gluttonous, because it's that special time of year when you deserve a break. You deserve to enjoy yourself for the holidays, because I'm sure all of you have worked really hard this year, and I'm sure you're going to work hard next year. So take this opportunity to refresh, re-energize, re-motivate yourself for the next tough year ahead. Okay? It has been an absolute pleasure. My name is Eric Chong, and thank you for watching. See you next year, guys. Bye-bye. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.